Hello friends of Claflin University and the Claflin Athletic Show. Keep up with us on the Claflin Athletic Show on INSiiGHTS Roku. Remember, Thursdays are Claflin Day and it's all day, the Claflin way.
Claflin Athletic Show with the winning CIAA track coach. Man, I already told him before we brought him on, he was just an eager guy trying to get in and work and do his thing. Now, he's gotten big time on us already. You know we have to send the FBI out in
Love that.
to find him for the interview that he picked the time to do. And then we can't find him. Boy, what happens? I told him, you must still be celebrating. Congratulations, Coach.
I appreciate it. Appreciate everything. Appreciate all the support.
Oh man, I had a different opening for you because your first show almost was the most popular show that we had.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, you have an amazing following that got out and supported your show. I'm afraid to even see what it's going to look like now.
Well, we appreciate all the support we can get. My goal is, like I said before, my goal is to grow the program and continue to do that.
Well, Coach, let's just go right to the chase. Let's talk about the accomplishment to be able to come in, because when you come in and you have to fill the shoes of a program that was running pretty good, there's a lot of pressure on you to pick that up and continue.
Right.
Coach, tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Well, I think the journey has been great. When I came in, a lot of the students that we had, they bought into what I was selling. And I think that's where it started. They believe in the training. They believe in what I told them and I emphasized when I first started. And I think from there we just took off. I think if you talk to the student athletes now, they understand what it takes and what the process is going to be. And we talk about that on a weekly basis through our meeting. So I think everyone is on the same page when it comes to that.
Okay. I still think you kind of cheated me on that answer, but so I'm gonna kind of get my surgical tools out and get a little bit more information. Coach, tell me, is it more difficult to come in with a program that hasn't been successful and trying to teach them how to be successful, or to come into one that's going pretty good and be able to maintain it and keep it going?
I think a lot of what I did was just teach them how to execute and how to approach the race plan, right? Going into conference, we talk about what are the goals and what is it that we want to accomplish. And like I said, throughout the season, from the time I got here, all of us has been on the same page of what we wanted to accomplish and how we want to go about doing it. So strategically, the plan was the same. We just went ahead and executed the plan. And after day one, I think for the most part, we did 99% of the things that we wanted to accomplish, we did. So after that, it was just finishing. We talk about buying into the program and how we can continue to establish what is it that we started.
Well, Coach, who did well for you that surprised you, and who did well that you expected them to do well?
I wouldn't necessarily say they surprised me, because we worked on everything that we executed. We worked on it on a weekly basis. But I think the one that stood out the most was Morgan Jacoby. He was voted the field athlete of the meet. He went in, he won the high jump, he got second in the long jump, and I'm talking about a guy who has never triple jumped before. I spent a week, 2 days, I would say, before we went to North Carolina, teaching him how to triple jump. And he went out there and he triple jumped. I think it was 46 feet.
Wow.
And then the other time, he worked with Coach AC and working on his craft. And then he went out there and won the conference in the triple jump. And this is a guy who has never triple jumped before. So he was the one that stood out the most. But I think for all the guys, most of the guys, they ran personal best time out there to try to, put the program in a different pedestal. So, they went out and executed, according to the plan and according to what we discussed. And everything worked out.
Well, that's good. What did he win the high jump, Coach? What did he do the high jump in?
I couldn't remember what he won the high jump in, but I know that it was him and another student athlete from Virginia State that was tied, and they had a jump off that took about a half an hour.
Wow.
They was going back and forth on who was going to get first and second. So the jump off delayed the meet a little bit, but in the end, he came out on top.
Wow. Explain to the people a little bit how different it is, because you do have the outdoor coming up, how different it is in terms of your indoor and your outdoor.
Oh man, indoor and outdoors is very different. The approach is going to be different. Outdoors there's a lot more field events that of course a lot of the schools with football program, they're gonna load up on those field events with some of those big guys. So it's gonna be a little different approach, indoor and outdoors. We're gonna have to pick up some slack in some other areas to make sure we maintain what is it that we want to accomplish.
But Coach, you just said something significant, and all of my times of being involved in athletics, and you talk about those field events being real important, and the programs that have football programs can get some of those guys to be able to step in and do some things, and they just win in sheer numbers of having contestants in those different events that some of the smaller schools that might not have football have a longer road to hoe on that.
Yes. So for us, we're gonna have to, pick up some slack in some other areas that we weren't able to score in. So we're gonna have to find ways to be creative with it. I've had that discussion with Coach AC. How can we be creative and scoring points to make up for the field event athletes that we don't have?
And see, that was going to be my next question. Strategically, as a track coach, what type of things do you try to implement to be able to do that? I mean, you have the numbers that you have. A lot of your indoor track athletes are the same ones that run for you outdoor, correct?
Yes. So we have some middle distance areas that we have to go back to the drawing board and we're gonna have to score some more points in that area. I think for some of my guys, they're gonna have to double up in some events, and we're gonna have to figure that out. How we want to double up and be prepared for that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I was busting his chops when we came on, and I didn't even want to. I was busting his chops before we even got on air. And I said, no, I don't want to waste those shots until I get you on. But I also have to say, Coach, that the show that you did earlier is ranked number 1 or 2 in terms of viewership on the Claflin Athletic Show. You did an excellent job of promoting your program and getting it out, which is exactly what we want you to do with it. But congratulations to that, Coach. and the number of supporters you have for your track and field program.
Yeah, we want to make sure we continue to build this program, and my goal is to be a contender every time we step on the track. Eventually grow it to where we're a national contender. The thing is that we're looking for the support of everybody, you know, from administrators and community members and parents and student athletes. You know, wherever we can find that support, that's what we're looking for.
Okay, Coach, now talk a little about your women's team. They finished 5th, I think.
I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Tell us a little bit about your women's program and how they did, and what do you want to do to continue to improve that and grow that part of the track program?
You know, I had a meeting with the women team, and like I told them, you know, if we can finish 5th with just a couple of field athletes, imagine what we'll do when I bring the student athletes in. So that can, you know, that we can perform on the track. Right now, we don't have a lot of athletes on the track, but, you know, just give me some time. It's coming. It's coming. I'm putting it together, and going forward, we're going to be a lot more competitive on both sides. We're going to be equally competitive on both sides. We want to get on the podium on both programs. We want to be on the podium at the end of the meet.
Well, if your men's track program improves any more, Coach, you might have to go in the witness protection plan, because I think that the track coaches in the CIAA will be looking for you. But your women's program finished better this year than it did last year, didn't it?
You know what? And we have. I have. I know I have some freshman jumpers on the team, and those 2 young ladies are really, really good. But my goal is to get them some help on the track. And like I said, moving forward, we're going to be very competitive. And, you know, the women are going to make just as big of a statement as the men.
Okay. How has your recruiting gone so far as you start to head into the end of the school year? Because, you know, you get ready to gear up for that outdoor season. So how's that recruiting going for you?
I think right now it's going well. I have a few commitments from a few young ladies that's coming in. I have the support of Miss Lee and Miss Dion, and they're really, really good in terms of assisting me with the process. But I think right now I can say that it's going fairly well.
Okay. What are you targeting with your upcoming meet for outdoor?
We're gonna go to Orlando during spring break, and we're gonna compete at UCF, and then we're gonna come back and do a couple of local meets. So, you know, I'm encouraging all the parents, fans, and Claflin alumni to come out and see us run. We're gonna be at USC on April the 20. Let me look at the date. So we're gonna be at USC on March the 23rd, and then we're gonna be at South Carolina State on April the 13th. So, you know, they can come out then. We're gonna go back to Columbia at USC on April the 6th, and then we're gonna go to Atlanta at Georgia Tech on April the 19th and 20th. So if you're local and you want to support our and you want to come out and see us, just come out to those meets. I think it should be on the website. So I'm encouraging all alumni, all faculty, all students, and any parent that's interested in seeing us run to come out to those meets and support us.
Okay, knowing that there's a hotbed of talent in Florida, tell us again, with you going to UCF, give us a date on when you're going to be in Central Florida.
Well, I have some athletes that I'm recruiting from Florida, so they'll get a chance to come out and see us run. I know I brought some on campus so they can really, you know, see the atmosphere and see what we have to offer. So when we go to USC, their student athletes and their family can come out and see us run, come out and see us compete, and they get a sense of, you know, the culture around that surrounds our track and field program.
Okay, and when is that you're in Orlando, Coach, at UCF?
That's going to be March 14th through the 16th.
March 14th through the 16th at UCF. All those Florida residents, Florida well known for the sprinters, and
that's right.
You know, you can get out there to UCF. Those of you like to travel, it's a pretty good time to go to Florida and follow your Claflin track team. And be
that's
able
right.
to
That's right. We want to be out there. We want them to, we want to put on a show, and we want them to come out and see. Like I said, we're growing, and we'll be well known.
Well, Coach, I don't want to minimize what you've done, but I mean, you came in after the school year had started, Coach. And I remember when we had our first interview, we were talking about you picking up that baton at such a late date, and was still able to come in, and thought we were hoping you to do well. But when we saw those results, had to keep looking at it, make sure we were looking at the right year on it. Coach. That was an accomplishment. Just talk some more about your assistants and your staff. And I mean, a lot of people had to pull together to help you do this.
Well, I have Matt, who's a recent graduate. He came back, and he's assistant on staff. And then I have Coach AC, who's been really great in assisting me, especially with the two knowing the kids. Matt was just a student athlete recently, just last year. So, he gave me the inside track of some of the students. And then Coach AC has helped recruited some of these guys and worked with them and some of these ladies. So, with us three, we put our minds together and figure out what's best for the program. And I think they've been great in assisting me. I can't say enough about the two, and making sure the students have what they need and they have the information in order for us to perform. For me, it's just making things as easy as I can on the student athlete. Having them worry more about classes and graduating, because not only I want them to perform on the track, but I want to make sure that they perform in the classroom, because my job is to graduate our student athletes at 100%. And that's something I told them when I first came in. So I want to make sure I hold them to that standard. But I can't say enough about Coach AC and Matt with the assistance that they provide. And you see it in the results. You see it in the results. The students bought into what I was selling, and like I said, and it showed up on Sunday and Monday.
Well, Coach, I think it's exemplary that you take the time to praise your staff for assisting you. That's the ultimate in terms of teamwork and the fact of everybody working together. And you've shown that same sentiment towards your administrative team and administrative staff. Coach, tell us a little bit about how you have felt being a part of Claflin and coming in, and what Claflin may have done even for you in this position.
Well, I think Coach, when T.O. called me, and he talked to me about what he was looking for and what he wanted to do. I told him I'll accept that role, and from there, we've been a great partner. We form a great partnership from there. So it wasn't. He made things easy for me, and I think he turned me on to Miss Matisse and Miss Dion, and I'm telling you, I can't ask for two better administrators to assist me. And along with Miss Kramer, they've been great in assisting me in transitioning from where I'm coming from to here, and assisting me along with everything with the program. And I can't ask for much more from those three ladies.
That's really good, Coach. I'm gonna go back to a little bit about indoor and outdoor. Indoor just ending this past weekend, almost like yesterday. And Coach, I mean, how do you change those gears in track from go to the different events? I mean, even the running and the sprints and the relays. How do How do you handle that on such short notice? And that's just, I mean, for those of you who do track, it's really easy for you to understand. But for the novice and people who don't really know the sport, they might not understand how difficult that really is. Or for some, it might not be. So I don't want to put words in your mouth. What is your perception?
Well, we look at it as all one. We're running, in one aspect of the sport, we're just under the roof, and in the other aspect, we're outside in the element. So for us, our transition, I tell the student athletes that we completed half of our goal, right? So half of our goal is completed. Now it's time for us to work on the other half. So for us, the transition, we train on an outdoor track. So, our transition should not be that difficult. Some of our events change. I have guys that do the 400 hurdles, and so we're moving from running a flat 400 to 400 hurdles. But I don't think it should be that difficult because we've been preparing for an entire season. We look at it as track and field from January to May, and we don't look at half and half. Half is under a roof, but the other half is outside in the element. So we just make the transition, and we just know that it's something that it might be a little different in the shift in how we do things, but it's not much of a difference. We're still going to go out there and perform at our best because we prepared for that. And the students will tell you, if you talk to any one of them, they'll tell you that we prepared for everything that we're going to be faced with.
Okay, and coaches, you successfully defended the CIAA Indoor Championship. Did you notice that you had a target on your back?
As one student put it, prior to last year, they was hunting. They was doing the hunting, and then after last year, they're being hunted. One of the student athletes stood up in the meeting and he said that. So we have to understand different position, and we have to assort ourselves that way. So our perspective is different now. We're gonna keep on. Hold on a second. We're gonna make sure that we keep on progressing and we keep on thriving. That's our goal. When we in practice, we still train like we number 2, right? That way we know there's someone out there that that is number 1. So we're gonna train like we number 2, and we're gonna continue to do that. And we're gonna continue to get better. Our goal is to always get better, regardless of what our accomplishment was indoors. Our goal is to get better outdoors.
Well, Coach, I know in the CIAA how competitive it is, and people hold grudges in the CIAA forever, and they kind of mark you that, yeah, I got something for them. And it's the difference when you walk in, and people might not see you come in, but now when you walk in, they looking at you all side-eye like, that's them, yeah, that's them, and they have to kind of live up to it, Coach.
Well, I'll tell you what. Believe it or not, the CIAA has some great coaches, yes. Right? And not to take nothing away from them, but we prepared to be at our best at the conference, man. If you look at the results, that's something we prepare for. But so when we walk in, we don't pay attention to who's looking at us because we walk in with confidence. We walk in confidence and knowing that we are prepared to accomplish our goal, and we are prepared for whatever is thrown at us. So that's the kind of confidence I make sure that I instill in the student athletes. So when we go out there, we're not really paying attention to who's looking at us. We just want to go out there and perform. And our thing is to be at our best when it comes to these championships, because I reiterate to the students that your worst day is going to be somebody's good day, and we don't want that. We want to be at our best at the conference championship.
And Coach, that's a real good political answer. And if I was on screen, I would applaud that response. But good and doggone well when they be looking at you, Coach. You say what you want to say. I'm an old coach, and that they watch you when you come in. And we've made entrances where we wanted them to see us come in. And I'm not, this is me. So I'm
hey, look, I'll tell you what, Mickey. Listen, when we walk with that confidence. So when we compete with that confidence too.
Now, see, that's what I wanted from you, Coach, right there. That's what I wanted. Yeah. I wanted you to say that, Coach.
Hey, look, you could take the best athlete on my team, or you could take the worst athlete on my team, and I'm gonna tell you, we have the swag with it. We coming with the swag, whether you're the best or whether you're the worst. We coming with it.
See, there you go. There you go. I had to pull back the covers on him a little bit for y'all. See, I didn't want that politically correct response. See, it was like one of the basketball coaches. I told him one time, and I said, "Man, you gotta be careful because they're gonna try to intimidate you." And he said, "Man, we don't get intimidated. We intimidate." And
right.
I love that.
We walk with that swag. We walk with that swag, and we compete with it too. I mean, just if you get a chance, just come out and see us. Come out and see us compete. You know, one thing I know, when we step on that line, we ready to compete. So if you're not ready to compete, just don't step on the line. We're gonna be at our best.
And I'm gonna drop the mic on that. There's nothing else for me to say on that, Coach. I'm gonna end this show on that, Coach. Is there anything else you'd like to say as we wrap up the swag talk? Because I love it.
No, I want to appreciate what you're doing, and like I said before, we always want your support. We always want the alumni support. We always want the fan support. We always want the parental support. Once we compete, you can come out and watch us, or your financial support is always needed. Your physical support is always needed. So just wherever you see our athletes, we're gonna be when we're on the track, we're gonna be ready to compete. But for us, we always look forward to any support that we can have, whether it's just your presence or whether it's just your finances. Just send them to Claflin.
Coach, that's well said. I appreciate it. What we need to do as a fundraiser, we need to get that Panther swag rag, and everybody had a swag rag for the Claflin Panthers, because that's how they roll.
We welcome it. We welcome it. Listen, we're trying to build a program here that's going to be sustainable, right? And so we need everything that we need to make this program sustainable, and we're going to keep growing. My goal is to grow the program, like I said, and if the power is in me, which the power is, by next year our women's team will be just as competitive.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the Claflin Indoor Outdoor Track Coach, Coach Malcolm Watts. Thank you, Coach.
We appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you. We look forward to our next time.
Like us on Facebook.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. INSiiGHTS.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
All right, y'all.
Stay up to date with the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent the independent thoughts and representation.